Hey team, Rebecca here. Rainy day, school pickup, had a few minutes. Just wanted to chat about a recent conversation I had with a client who is looking at putting a granny flat on their property and going ahead with geotech, which costs money, architect, which costs money, and was investigating what to build and what to put on. My concern was when I spoke to them and I said, look, are you allowed an additional dwelling and is it able to be more than 20? What was the distance your council requires? You know, some councils, you can't put a minor dwelling on any more than 20 metres from the main dwelling, or you need a resource consent. Now, I know the granny flat legislation is going to change some things, but I don't think it's going to change that. Wait and watch this space and we'll see what happens. So, but that's a really key piece of information that he wasn't aware of. So please do your homework. If you're going ahead spending money, make sure you're allowed to put the dwelling in the position that you want to put it. The other thing is to check the services, like the cost involved to get power to where they were wanting to build the new granny flat, minor dwelling. They were unaware of what that cost was. Getting water to that position as well. Septic tank, and they were underway with that as well, which scared me a little bit, considering not even sure if they're able to go ahead without a full resource consent. Resource consent costs money and time. It's quite a long process and a difficult application, so generally you will need a resource consent consultant to help. So that's a really crucial piece of information. And if it's a non-approved activity and it needs the resource consent, then you would need council to sign that off anyway. So there is risk involved if the resource consent isn't approved. So definitely don't go ahead unless you know where on your property you are allowed to put a minor dwelling. If you are allowed or if you have restrictions in terms of the distance, if you're allowed another dwelling to start with, and your boundaries, so making sure your height relation to boundary or where you intend to put the granny flat. It's really important, so make sure you do your homework first because it could be a costly exercise later.